City and county leaders, along with health officials, gave an update on the recent COVID-19 trends here in El Paso. According to officials, fewer people are testing positive for the virus, as well as hospitalization rates declining. However, they point out these are only the current numbers and not post-Thanksgiving numbers. ABC 7's Saul Saenz joins us live outside City Hall with officials' explanation regarding these numbers. And so it's really kind of cautious optimism at this point, given that we don't know the exact results of Thanksgiving yet.
Exactly, we don't. And because there's so many people out here in downtown, I'm going to keep my mask on. Hopefully you can hear me okay. I'll try to enunciate better. But yeah, you're absolutely right. The city, health officials, and the mayor, as well as the county judge, say they're optimistic about some numbers plateauing in terms of people testing positive for COVID-19, and the number of hospitalizations may be going down. Now, the city study shows that fewer people are testing positive for the virus, as well as fewer people are being hospitalized with COVID-19. However, the number of COVID-19 related deaths are not decreasing, but they admit they're waiting to see a spike in numbers they traditionally have been seeing after a major holiday. You may recall the city saw a huge spike after the 4th of July and Labor Day holidays. So I asked the El Paso City and County Health Authority if we are seeing the effects of Thanksgiving holiday, and if not, when do you expect to see those numbers?
Holiday will trigger a spike, and that's what we're going to be starting to see a rise in the cases. Hopefully not, but we might start seeing the rise in the cases by this week and early next week.
Now, I also asked Dr. Carranza about the discrepancy in COVID-19 related deaths that the city reports versus the numbers that the state reports, and I'll have that information on ABC 7 at 6. Back to you guys.
And Saul couldn't help but notice we saw the county judge and the mayor together in a room working together again. Is that what is happening now?
Yeah, that's the big elephant in the room. And of course, I couldn't help but ask the mayor and the county judge about that. And as we all know, the mayor even said there was a rift between the two, that the communications had broken down. All of it had to do with the judge's shutdown order and, of course, the legality. Now, before the mayor stepped up to the podium to answer that question, I want you to hear the joke that he had to say before he answered.
We had a sleepover. Don't distort. The issues we had before were questions on conflict related to the orders, which had to be sorted out legally.
And if you didn't hear it, he said they had a sleepover. I did not ask what pajamas they were wearing. However, I will tell you that those orders were ironed out. They of course, were waiting to see whether or not they will continue working together moving forward. For now, we're live outside City Hall. Saul Saenz, ABC 7.
All right. Thank you, Saul, for the update. The El Paso Public Health Department says it's not going to follow the CDC's new guidelines on COVID-19 quarantines for now. Local health officials say they continue to recommend that anyone exposed to COVID-19 quarantine for 14 days, even though the CDC announced yesterday it reduced the quarantine period for people exposed to the virus to 10 days. Public Health Director Angela Mora says they will evaluate the situation after the holidays.
Let's get you up on where the infection rate is today in El Paso. Health officials reporting 27 more people died of the virus. Again, those numbers over the span of weeks from early October into November. El Paso's death toll now 968. Deaths under investigation, despite that big number, still rising. 603 603 health officials announcing also that 545 new cases have been added. So there is now 37,586 active known coronavirus infections in the county. There are 867 El Pasoans in the hospital right now fighting COVID-19, 295 of them in the ICU. These numbers are both down from yesterday.